With the Spyro Reignited trilogy now confirmed, I think it's as good a time as any to look back on the series. Take a look at some of the best levels in the original trilogy, before we get to play them again in glorious remastered HD. I'll only be taking a look at the first 3 Spyro games in the series, partly because these games are being remade, but also because even if I didn't limit myself to these games, they are the best in pretty much every way, and this list would have been made up of levels from those 3 games anyway. Dark Hollow, Spyro 1. This level is likely to be the first you enter, and I feel like its design reflects that pretty well. The overall tone of the stage has the mystique, charm, Spyro in general, but especially his first game is so well known for. You can also run to the end of the level within a minute if you wanted, but that wouldn't really do anything, since levels in this game aren't made for completion, but they are a way to collect treasure and free dragons, which is what unlocks a path to the next world. So after you leave this level, you might think, wait, what? And go back in to find some side paths to explore, enemies you wouldn't otherwise find, and pretty much all important game mechanics. Here's a box with a lock, go find the key. This enemy is big, you can't charge him. This enemy is made out of metal, flaming won't do a thing. This one is big and metal, but hey, when he turns around, he's not protected, so let's flame him from behind. All that in this first stage introduces you to the concept of the game, and really, the series as a whole. So why is it so low on this list? Because there's also a good chance that you don't go into this level first, at which point this level becomes less of a natural tutorial which is fun to play and just a good level. Fracture Hills, Spyro 2. This is a funny one. The reason this is on the list is probably because I spent the most time in this out of any level in the entire series. So you would think that probably would put it on the top of this list, right? Wrong. The reason I spent so long here is partly because the mission where you guide the professor through a bunch of giants is actual hell. But more so because it's the single most broken level in the game. Well, maybe not the most broken level, but certainly the easiest to break. The supercharged mission can be made easier by not going through the whole thing and just turning around at the right time, or even worse, doing a glitch double jump which allows you to get to the ending without even using the supercharge at all. I would assume that these issues will be mostly fixed in the HD remaster, and while it's not something to praise the developers for, I had a lot of fun as a kid abusing these little design issues, and honestly, I still like playing around with them today. Treetops, Spyro 1. This is one of those levels you either hate or you love. I have gone to loving it somewhat recently. You see, this level is a maze, not in the traditional sense of you being enclosed by a bunch of walls. No, Treetops is made up of a lot of little islands you travel between using supercharge in combination with your jumps, making very tight jumps and glides you wouldn't think possible. This level requires you to pull off some stupid shit, which maybe is a little much compared to the rest of the game, which is relatively more easy. Not to say that this level is difficult, just exponentially less easy than the rest of the game. But difficulty can feel fair or unfair, and this is fair difficulty. So when you master the treetops in this level, you feel good. Really, really good. Metropolis, Spyro 2. Future. That's all I have to say about this level, really. I love the aesthetic. The missions aren't anything special. Without looking them up, I don't think I could even tell you a single one. But the enemy designs and the world design in general is just so well done. No, really, there's no reason at all for this level to be on this list. No good reason, at least. I just kind of like it. So, why is it on the number 2 spot? Well, I just kind of like it. A lot. Most of the time I will value gameplay or storytelling above most other things. The gameplay here isn't too much more interesting than the other stages in the entire game, and there's no real story to speak of, but this world is crafted, it just feels alive. Funny that, because it's a lot of robots, of course. Another level which does that very well in this very game is Robotica Farms. Funny enough, another robot-based level. Yet that level has a supercharged mission, which, well, there's a reason Metropolis is in this list instead of Robotica Farms, and it's not just because it's named after the 1927 film. Frozen Altar, Spyro 3. Look, the level by itself, kinda boring, but it gives you something unique in this level. Ice Breath. In Ripto's Rage, Ice Breath was an upgrade you can get in a number of levels, but in this game it's limited to this stage. But in this case, it's without a time limit on it. I like it when the game throws new stuff at you like this, especially when it's unique. That of course doesn't work when every stage has something like this. You should be careful to keep them to a minimum, otherwise you'll make a game like Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped, or even worse, Breath of Cortex. Anyway, this game doesn't tire you with things like this, it only really does it one time and it works. It's surprising and fun. It takes away the damage you can do with your flame breath, making you charge everything. But most of the time you have to freeze an enemy before you can charge them. You can also freeze them to create platforms to jump on to then get to new places, giving it an almost puzzle-like element too. It takes some getting used to, and just when you feel like you're getting used to it, the level is over. Which could be seen as a bad thing, but I don't think it is, because in Spyro when a level is over, it's really just getting started. That was interesting. Most Spyro levels are really good, so it's hard to pick a top 5. I'm curious what you guys will pick, so let me know down in the comments below this video. And while you're down there, you might as well subscribe and hit that bell icon to get notified every single time I upload. Until the next time, bye.